Hello everyone, good morning. This is Kiran Bokotra. Welcome to our next lecture. In our previous lecture, we discussed about the oil seeding plant of sunflower. In our today's lecture, we discuss about the also oil seed plant, but the plant is a olive oil. The olive oil is also known, the scientific name is Olivia europea, and generally plant they are not grown in India, but they are grown in the outside of this India. So first of all, we discuss about the origin and history. Although the olive tree originated in the Western Asia, it has been cultivated over 300 years in the Mediterranean countries, where much of the olive crop is used to extract the olive oil from their fruit. It means the olive tree they are originated in the first of all in the Western India, and after they are cultivated in over the 300 years ago in the Mediterranean country, and most of this purpose of the tree are grown for the purpose of the olive oil, and the olive oil they are extracted from the fruit parts. The chief olive produce country are, it means the chief country of this olive production plant they are the Italy, Spain, Greece, Turkey, Tunisia, Morocco, Portugal, Algeria and Libya. And the olive tree has not been successfully grown in India. So they are the origin and history of this the olive oil plant. Then next we discuss about the botanical description. It means they are the morphology. You can see this in this picture. They are the plant of this olive plant. The olive tree belong to the family of Oleaceae. So the olive is a tree plant. The habitat is a generally tree plant and they belong to family of Oleaceae. Hundreds of cultivators have been developed for the obtaining oil from this their fruit. It means the cultivated of this fruit they known as the cultivator, and they are the obtaining oil from their fruit portion. The olive tree is a xerophytic habitat. It means generally the plant have survivor in the with little amount of this water. Generally the area is a desert area. Okay? In this the low amount of water are required. It attained a height of 35 feet to 16 feet approximately. The leaves of the tree are very narrow. Okay? Generally the plant height is a 35 to 6 feet long, and the tree of these leaves the shape is a narrow portion. You can see this in this picture. The leaves is a narrow leaves. The plant bear a large number of one-seeded drupe. You can see this in picture. They drupe fruit are present. The drupe is a generally fleshy fruit with the skin and the center containing of this seed, and generally they are the one-seeded plant. The mesocarp or pulp of the fruit is rich in oil and account for the about 75% of this total oil outlet. It means the generally mesocarp or pulp. It means the inner layer of this fruit. There are the rich content of this oil. They are the generally content of the oil is a 75%, and the seed or this stone the contain a 12 to 20% oil. It means the generally they are also known as the stone. They are the also contain of the oil is a 12 to 28%. So there in this fruit the different region have a oil contain are different. The tree flourishes in the place which have a warm and dry summer having the average temperature of 18 Celsius. Flourishing it means generally the growth develop in the health environmental. So the condition is the generally warm and dry summer region where the temperature is the average is the 18 Celsius temperature provide. The rainfall is a 16 to 75 centimeter per year. The winter temperature does not follow lower than 5 Celsius, and the average winter temperature of 10 Celsius or even less than that for a period for the about 2 months for the ideal excellent flowering and fruiting. It means the plant are generally grow in the average temperature of 18 Celsius, and generally the rainfall is a 16 to 75 centimeter. In the winter temperature they are not less than to minus 5 Celsius, but they are the flowering and fruiting season of this 2 month period, and there the temperature is a 10 Celsius. They grow best in the calcareous sandy loam. It means generally the soil in this the mostly composed of the calcium carbonate. They are the present. And the tree is propagated by the cutting or grafting method. The propagating method, it means the breeding species of the by the natural process. They are the true method of this propagation by the cutting and grafting. In this cutting, the piece of this tree they are the cut off, and in this grafting, so the grafting is a horticulture technique where the tissue of the plant are joined together for their continued growth together. In this joining of the tissue, the upper joining portion of the tissue they known as the scion, and the lower portion it is known as the root stock. The tree keeps on bearing fruit from the age of the 5 year to 10 year, 5 year to the age of the 15 year or more. Okay, generally the process of the grafting and cutting they are the keeping of this fruit generally 5 year to 15 year. So they are the some morphology of this plant. Okay, they are the generally belong to this Oriaceae family. Then they are the generally tree plant. The height is a 35 to 60 Celsius, and they the temperature are required from to 18 to 10 Celsius, and they are the oil containing region. Most of the 2 months are the 10 Celsius are required, and they are the trees are generally propagated of the cutting and grafting method. You can see this. They are the picture of this the olive plant. Okay, the leaf is a needle like leaves, and generally the fruit is a drupe fruit. Then we discuss about the extraction of pile. Generally the plant cultivation in this the no one any difficult method. Generally after the maturation of fruit they are the collected from this plant. So the next process is a extraction. The fully ripe the olive fruit rich in oil are pitted and ground to a thick pulp. It means generally the ripening of the olive fruit there in this the source of this rich of oil source they are the pitted. It means they are the center portion or the having a hollow portion in this surface, and they are the pulpy region. The pulpy is then proceed to remove the juice. It means the pulpy portion they are the useful for this juice, which are placed in the centrifuge to separate the water from this oil. It means the pulpy area they are after the removal of this fruit they are placed in the centrifuge. Centrifuge is the separation of technique when the supernut and pellet are differentiated. So the water and oil the two portions are separated from this technique. The pulpy matter extracted along with the kernels are generally expressed the several types. It means the inside of this pit the seed they are known as the kernel. The cold pressed product of the first pressing of olives it values for the intense flavors and low acidity. It means generally the oils are extraction in this cold press because in this they are the flavors are highly and the oil and acidity is a low content. This is known as the extra virgin. The oil can range in the color from the clear pale yellow to golden green and to bright green color. The olive oil contains the 16.5 to 86 of oleic acid, 7 to 20% of the palmitic acid, and 5 to 15% of the linoleic acid, and very small amount of the myristic and stearic acid. So there is a technique of this extraction oil. Okay, first of all the mature oil they are the inner portion they are the pulping area removed. In this pulping area they are separated in the centrifugation technique. So in this the water and oil are differentiated, and the oil content they are the amount of these the oleic acid, palmitic acid, linoleic acid, and the myristic and stearic acid. The both two acid are a small quantity. So after the completion of the extraction process we know about the some use of this olive oil. The 1 tablespoon of the olive oil contains the 14 grams of fat and 120 calories. The fat is a mostly unsaturated. They are the 77% which are beneficial effect on the blood cholesterol. So they are most often used in this calories portion. The olive oil is a widely used as a cooking medium. They are also used for this cooking purpose. It is used as the salad oil and the for canning sedimentally. It means they are also used for the salad oil and they also used in the canning sediments. They are the one type of fish. It is used in the manufacture or expensive toiletries and cosmetic purpose. The green fruit of the olives are pickled in a brine so that the bitter glycoside is naturated. It means generally the green olive fruit, they are the pickled in brine. It means they are the process of this, the preserving process in a anaerobic condition when they are the glycosilic neutralized and they use for the oil use. The oil is used in the textile industries. The oil is used for the medicinal purpose. It stimulates the digestion and relieve the stomach upset. The fluctuation, it means the accumulation of the gas in the alimentary canal. Then the heartburn. It has the vitamin E, which is the antioxidant. It means the olive oil fruit. In this, the vitamin E is a rich content. So vitamin E is useful for the antioxidant. So they are the used for this different medicinal purpose. The residue of the olive fruit after the extraction of the oil, it is used for the cattle feed and also as a manure. So after the extraction of this oil, the remaining portion of this, the fruit, they are used for the cattle feed for these animals and they are also used for the manure for this plant purpose. So we discuss about the oils are, they are the different use. They are the cooking purpose, medicinal purpose, then they were used for the calories purpose and the textile industry. So in this lecture we discuss about the olive oil plant. First of all, we discuss about the olive oil. The scientific name is Olivia europea. Then we discuss about the botanical description. Mostly, then generally the plant have a fruit or a drupe formation, and the temperature is a 10 Celsius for the requirement of this 2 months. And generally leaves are a narrow leaves, and generally they are the grow for this oil plant. They are not any use for this. Then the extraction of the use, they are the centrifugation technique use. They are the separation of the water and oil, and they are the some uses of this olive oil. So in this today lecture we discuss about the olive oil plant. In our next lecture we discuss about the next olive plant of this Xetrofa. Thank you.